Hello, everybody. This is Robert Gabriel at Microwize Technology. I have my usual team with me. I have Robert Dominguez, I think,
He's
Yep,
joining.
he's coming in right now.
He just, yep.
and Kim and Michael Talib. So let's get started. Michael, you want to take it from here?
Sure. Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. We have a lot less people since last week, which is a good thing. That means you're most likely either back up or in the process of being backed up or coming back up. We have been working with every practice that we have, either on the back end of our side to update passwords and let clients know that they're able to get back in. If you are a relay customer, which means you have, or a Microwize Direct, which is your submitter ID starts with a P as in Paul or T as in Tom, that means you have a new password, which we have been putting in your system so you can send your claims. If you are a Capario customer, which your submitter ID starts with an N as in Nancy or M as in Michael, that means you're using the One Health ID, which Optum is bringing those sites back up, I think, a little bit every day. I believe there was a batch yesterday. I think there's also another batch coming up today. So continue to try to log into your website. There is no password change for you. There is just a matter of you trying to log into the website so you can send your claims like you've usually have been doing. There's no changes on the process of sending claims. The other thing is Medicare is not accepting claims through Change Healthcare just yet. So however you've been sending your Medicare claims, if you have been sending your Medicare claims, continue sending them the same way you are, whether paper or whether you're sending through the Medicare website directly. And aside from that, continue if you have not had your EMF password reset, just go ahead and send an email to support@microwize.com if you happen to know your submitter ID. If not, put the practice name and a contact that we can reach out to let them know that you are good to go. Most of the emails that we've gotten, we have responded to those emails with, you're ready to go. If we needed to connect you, we've gotten connected to you and updated the password. And again, if you are comfortable enough to change the password on your own, we had shared a couple documents last week on how to change the password if you're a Metasoft user or a Lytec user with the new password. So it's a very quick thing, but if you're not confident in making the change yourself, we're more than happy to help you. This is all the update that I have. Robert Dominguez, do you have any other updates aside from what we just went over?
So I don't have any other updates to point out regarding the whole Change Healthcare coming back online. Some of the Medicares are slowly being added. You can check on the website to see if it's actually, your particular payer is back online. I have gotten reports that even though the payer ID is on there, sometimes it's still coming back with some messages. We just have to keep trying. Just keep checking that website as they update it every day.
Robert, do you mind sharing that website in the chat so everybody can have access to?
Sure
and
can.
They can just click on it and do that? Okay, perfect. And then there was a couple of popular rejections that we've seen. I don't know if you've seen them or not, but if it says payer ID had expired or payer has expired, that means the payer ID has changed. So the website that Robert is going to put in, there is a payer ID list, and you just need to see if the payer ID has changed. And if it has, then go ahead and update it in Metisoft or Lytec. So that's just one of the common ones that we've seen since the Change Healthcare came back up. All right. Is there any other update that you have, Robert?
No other updates.
Okay. Robert Gabriel.
Okay, let's open the floor and see what everybody is seeing and what everybody's experiencing.
We do have a question from Norma. Are we able to build secondary claims? I submitted but never received any reports. Robert Dominguez, should we be holding on to secondary claims, or is it just a matter of reports taking their time?
It's a possibility it's taken its time, but I have not heard of any constraints with sending secondary claims.
Okay. So in regards to reports, at least what I've been told through Optum, reports are coming. There's some reports that are slow just a little bit, just because there's an overwhelming amount of claims going in. So if your reports are not coming back within the 45 minutes or the hour or the 2 hours that used to happen pre all of this, just be a little bit patient and just continue to try to get reports. And if you are without reports for, more than a week or something like that, just let us know so we can try to see if there's something that we can do. But the expectation of 45 minutes to an hour, a couple of hours is not happening at the moment. So just be a little patient with reports and just continue to check for reports whenever you can or whenever you're your billing team is able to, just to see what you have available for you. We have a question from Maria. Is it true that Change Healthcare got a second attack? I have personally have not heard. I was actually on a call with Optum today, and I don't
No,
know
let me
if they
answer
mentioned
that,
it.
Mike, if you
Yeah,
allow me.
please go ahead. Sure.
Okay, so it's not really a second attack. I think it's a scam where the groups they split, or they claim that they split. That I'm talking about the hacker group. So they claim that they split, and the original group did not pay them. So if they don't get paid, they're going to release the patient data. So literally they're blackmailing them again, trying to get more, extort them for more money. That's why I always say, if you ever get hacked, first of all, you want to prevent yourself from getting hacked. And second, if you ever got hacked, you don't want to negotiate with the hackers, because if you give them money, you don't know how honorable they are. You can't consider them honorable to start with, because they're malicious people to start with. So I think there's rumors that they get greedy and want more money, and nobody can verify the story that there were literally two hacker group getting together, and they split, and the first hacker group did not pay the second hacker group. So we don't know what's the reality of that. And the article that I read was saying that the second hacker group have copy of the data, and they're going to release it or they're going to sell it in the dark web if they don't get paid. So, but it's not a second attack. Now, ironically, I don't know. I don't think it's related. I don't want people to panic. But last night, one of our clients that we manage their IT, we got an alarm that one of the computer that's sending claims got attacked. And then we quickly, because we monitor those computers, we quickly shut off the computer and isolated from the network. And we were able to prevent the spread of the attack. Now, I don't want to make you nervous. I don't know if it's a coincidence. Hopefully it is a coincidence. I doubt it. If people connected to Change Health, they getting attacked. I don't want to spread that panic, but everything is possible. I doubt it. It's probably less than 100%. I think it's totally coincidence, especially that our report showed us that one of the user at the practice actually opened either a bad link or a bad website, and then the attack was trying to spread toward the network, but we were able to contain it so quickly. But there's no evidence that this is related, and there's no evidence that the article that everybody's talking about or heard about is a second attack. It's just the same attack trying to get more money out of somebody with a deep pocket like United Health. So hopefully I answered your question.
All right. I didn't respond to a few questions directly just because it's a matter of just getting information sent to the support team. There is a question from Diane. Does anyone know how to get New Jersey Health EOBs? They are sending checks, but no EOBs. I guess let me ask you this. If you're sending claims as paper, you might not be able to get EOBs because they're not going to send those EOBs back in your system, because they'll probably have you get your EOBs as a PDF off their website. Robert Dominguez, do you have any information on EOBs coming back into the system during this time?
I had a client I spoke with earlier, and they had indicated that claims they submitted during the reactivation of the clearinghouse, that they got an EOB or electronic remittance back. I'm hesitant to say that is actually, going to work for everybody, only because the notifications that we've been receiving from Capario have stated that the last phase, or second to the last phase, I believe it's the last phase, is when they are reactivating the ability to get electronic remittances. So what I would recommend is, if there is a possibility you're not getting them, to use third-party sites, I believe like Navinet, or maybe if you're submitting to Availity, or getting them directly from the payer will probably be a better option, so that you can start posting those payments into patients' accounts and get things back to normal as far as statements and balances for a patient's account.
All right. Thank you, sir. We actually have a question. It's from Alex. It was sent directly to me. When will we receive ERAs from 219 through 410? I don't know there is no sending claims between 219 and 410. So my guess is you're asking for ERAs prior to that. I personally don't know how far back they're going to go, but Robert Dominguez, can you correct me if I'm wrong? If they're going to be sending anything proactively or retroactively pre-219, or what should clients expect for all missing ERAs during that time?
Some of the notifications that I'm getting back from Change Healthcare is that anything that was received from the payers will send over to your mailbox as soon as the accounts were reestablished or the connection was reestablished. So if you are back online and submitting claims, then we should have received anything that was pending during that time frame prior to the systems going down. Now, I have heard that there's a possibility of some data loss, and that's just to be expected as far as trying to get systems back online and restoring information. So for those situations, what I would recommend is checking with the payer to see when those checks should have been sent out, see if we can get payer ID of the affected payer and the check number, check them out, etc., and then send that over to us, and then we can see about having the clearinghouse locate those and repost them. I'm not sure if that's going to be something that will happen right away, only because, like I said before, the phase supposedly for remittance to be received electronically is going to be delayed until towards the end of the reactivation or the restart of Change Healthcare. So there's a possibility that we may not get them electronically until later on, but maybe if we can somehow use those third parties to at least get a paper form, a paper printout under 835s, your electronic remittances, that will allow us to get those accounts applied with payment.
Right. Awesome. Thanks, Robert. I think we have a couple more questions on the same thing. Somebody's asking, is Medicaid and VA working? How would clients know if, I guess, since it's not just pertaining to Medicare, how would clients know if a specific payer is going? Should they just send and then hope that claims will get accepted? Or what would you recommend to clients to check on the payers that they're looking to get claims out to quickly?
So with the site that I linked in chat is a good tool to just check on, who's out there that's been activated. The page or the site opens up in an Excel sheet, and there's a lot of payers that are listed in there. I think over 3,000. You can scroll through them if you want to. It's a little difficult doing it that way. I like to do the control on the keyboard and then the letter F on the keyboard, and that will bring up a search field. And then you can search for either the payer name, or if you know the payer ID that is normally on the back of the insurance card, you can search that way. So I recommend going through that list, checking to see what your biggest payers are that you normally send claims out, see if that one is listed, see if the payer ID matches what you have in Metasoft perhaps, and then update it if it has changed. If you're not doing that and you just want to send the claims, that's perfectly fine as well. Just note that you might get those 2 rejections that were mentioned before. If you submit claims, if the payer is not yet connected with Change Healthcare, you'll get that message saying that the payer is, I believe, unsupported. I believe was the message. Yep. And if the payer is reactivated or they are reconnecting it and the payer ID has changed, you'll get another different rejection that it will say that the payer ID has expired. So the payer ID has expired. You would go back to that list. You would then search for that particular insurance, see what that new CPID is, and you would put that information inside of Metasoft. There are situations where, especially with Medicare, the payer is not yet listed in there, yet you are getting the rejection saying the payer ID has expired. That just means that the payer has in the process of being reconnected, but a payer ID has not yet been determined of what it's going to be. So just keep checking that website. It is updated every day to see when it's been reconnected and what that payer ID is so that you can submit claims to that insurance.
So thank you, Robert. And I also just placed the link again for everybody in case you joined late or you don't want to just scroll all the way to the top. I just placed it right after the question, where is Medicaid and VA working? A question that says, any idea when eligibility verification will be back up? Should we assume that the fact that Change Healthcare eligibility should be working normally, or is eligibility part of the phases that hasn't been up yet, Robert?
Eligibility is a phase that is not yet reactivated, and I am not recalling what phase that was. I believe it was the 3rd phase.
Okay.
And it is the 3rd phase. Phase C is real-time transactions. So that's your eligibility. So that's when that will be reestablished. So right now we are going through phase B, and there is no ETA or date that they've actually indicated for phase C. So unfortunately, I'm not sure when they'll turn that particular feature back on. If that's something that is critical for your office, we could have your system set up with a different clearinghouse that offers eligibility. If you prefer, we can do eMedics and get that set up, and then you can get eligibility that way. Again, I don't know when that particular phase will be reestablished.
All right. And then a question from Josefa for Optum Change Healthcare or a clearinghouse. How do we submit new enrollments to add a new payer for claim submission and ERAs? Kim, the enrollment process still the same? Have we heard anything that's different? Or should clients just contact us to do the enrollment for them?
So Optum Exchange, I think, is the clearinghouse that Optum was getting people to move over to. So that one I'm unfamiliar with. If it's anything with Change Healthcare, we can help you with those. We can help with eMedics, but I believe Optum Exchange is that other clearinghouse that they were advertising.
Okay, Josefa, we just got a call today from our account manager at Optum that somebody that's going to be responsible for our account. So I'll reach out to her to find out what the process is. I don't know if you would want to really go through Optum Exchange versus, I guess I need to know a little bit more about what you're actually trying to do. So I'll be in touch with you to try to get a little bit more information so we can at least get answers to questions that you have instead of me getting an answer for a question that is not really what you're looking for. So I will pin that question and I will have an answer for you hopefully by end of day today. If not, I will be in touch with you Monday. Question from Dr. Scovoletti. The CPID is the new payer ID. ARP has two different CPIDs. What other clearinghouses are available? So the CPID is what you want, Doc. So depending on, they're usually, if I'm not mistaken, there should be two payer IDs, if institutional, and what's the other claim format?
Yes, there is going to be two columns for that.
Yep. So you just need to pick the claim type that you are sending to. So depending on what your office is sending, you just need to follow the CPID that it matches. Other clearinghouses, we have eMedics, which is a product that's made by the same company that makes Medisoft and Lytec. The process of sending is identical. The way you send your claims, the way you get your reports, it has offered eligibility if you are looking for that. There's also enhanced eligibility, which is a feature that allows you to tell the patient what they could potentially owe out of pocket before even the service happened. So you can collect and you don't have to worry about sending a statement and hoping that the patient would pay you. So if this is something that you're interested in, please let us know. You can send an email to the support at microwize.com and we can get you in touch with one of our client care specialists and they can go over the process with you. But that's the eMedics would be what we recommend. Question from Melissa. If we are already registered with Optum, how do we make the switch from Change to start sending claims to Optum? I don't know the answer to that question. My guess is there's going to be enrollment involved and there's going to be a good amount of paperwork done for that to happen. I do not have the answer to that question, but I can take that question down and find out for you, Melissa. I will get answers for you and I'll be in touch with you to see what you would need to do to move to Optum. There are no more questions. Robert Gabriel, would you like to add anything else?
No, this is great. As we get less questions and less people are joining, those are actually positive news. So if you just join us late, we're about to wrap it up. We will record it. We have it recorded and we will make it available most likely on Monday after we do like a quick editing.
And just a quick reminder, if you have not gotten your EMF login unlocked, it's not that you are less liked. We like all our clients. So we're literally just going down the list of getting everybody going. So we're getting to everybody. If you feel like you want to let us know quicker that you need to go back up again, please just send an email to support@microwize.com. That's our main way of tracking everybody because it's just easier for us to document what we've done and contact the client and let them know that you are good to go. Again, if you are a Capario login or a One Health ID login, just continue to try to log into the website. If you're unable to, that means yours is not unlocked yet. We do not control that process. This is Optum. So it's not personal, just their phases like they had disclosed. So just keep that in mind. And please take note of the website that we sent for the payer IDs. Look at the payers that you would typically work with, all your major players that most of your claims go to, and then see if the connection has been restored. And if the payer ID has changed, you will find the new payer IDs in there. So, and if any other questions, please email us. Our turnaround time has gotten significantly better from 48 hours. If you do not wish to be on the phone, just send an email with your issue and we will assign a technician and have somebody work with you. And if you have a preferred day and time, just let us know when you would like us to call you. So that would make everybody's life a little easier and make sure we get in touch with you on the time that you requested. And Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a great weekend.
Thanks so much for your patience. Thank you for your business. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody.